Welcome to day 332 of the New Way. I'll read Luke 23:39 through 43. One of the criminals who hung there hurled insults at him. "Aren't you the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the other criminal rebuked him. "Don't you fear God," he said, "since you are under the same sentence? We are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus answered him, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." There are 4 very important points that I want you to see that we can derive from Jesus' answer. Number 1, it confirms that our self and spirit separate from the body immediately upon death. Many followers of Jesus believe that the self goes into a long sleep with the body until Jesus' second coming and the resurrection of the body. But Jesus said, today. Number 2, a right relationship with God is dependent only upon inviting Jesus into your life. It's not dependent on works or good deeds. The thief on the cross had no time for works. Number 3, a right relationship with God is not dependent on baptism. The thief didn't have time for that either. And number 4, here again we see Jesus referring to a place that possibly is not heaven, but a place of waiting. In our earlier study on day 197 about Lazarus and the rich man, we talked about this place of waiting called Abraham's bosom or Abraham's side. Here Jesus referred to it as paradise. For us today, because Jesus has already died and risen from the grave and returned to heaven, the destination for a follower of Jesus is heaven. And I believe that we arrive there immediately upon death. My daddy had slipped into a coma and was only a few hours from dying when a young nurse asked him if he knew where he was going. And even though he had not responded to anything for a couple of days, he opened his eyes and said, "I know where I'm going, but do you know where you are going?" She was rather startled. I assured her that my daddy cared about her future and whether she was spiritually ready to die. She wasn't willing to talk about it, and she left rather quickly. But I hope that it made her think. Everyone needs to make their decision regarding Jesus before they die. Could you tell someone how to get to heaven if they asked you? In his service, Dale.